Nestled in the heart of the Virginia capital, there is a 3/4 mile D-shaped oval. This track, opened in 1953, is one of the most classic tracks in the sport of NASCAR. Originally known as Strawberry Hill, mainly because of the farm that was located on the site, the first race at this track was back in 1953. At the time, Richmond Raceway was nothing more than a half-mile dirt track. Lee Petty won the race. The track eventually was paved in 1968 and underwent multiple configurations, eventually going from a .542-mile short track to the 3/4 mile track we know today. The track has hosted all 3 main NASCAR sanctioned series, with the trucks coming back to the track in the 2020 season. With 1,300 laps combined raced on this track a year, there have been dozens of iconic names etched into Richmond Raceway's history books. Major ones include the 3 Pettys of Lee, Richard, and Kyle, the Earnhardts, Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Dale Earnhardt Jr., Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon, Bill Elliott, Kevin Harvick, Kurt and Kyle Busch. The list goes on. There have been 5 first-time winners at Richmond. Those drivers are James Hilton, Neil Bonnet, Kyle Petty, Tony Stewart, and Casey Kane. Bonnet, Kane, Stewart, and Petty would all go on to have long and successful careers, scoring a combined 93 wins between the 4 of them. In the 70 years of racing, there have been thousands of fans that have visited, and dozens of iconic moments. From Earnhardt versus Waltrip to Busch versus Earnhardt Jr., even some moments such as Spingate and 5 drivers' first wins. The moments go on and on. If this track could talk, it would regale stories of common men and women doing uncommon things. Every driver that visits dreams of victory. However, completing 400 laps is a difficult task to accomplish. Both corners are different, as turns 3 and 4 are tighter than 1 and 2. The front stretch is also curved. The average lap time is around 23 seconds. This gives drivers very little time to rest. There is also the issue of pit road. Going from full speed on the back straightaway, drivers have to slow down to 40 miles an hour and maintain that speed. If they speed under green flag conditions, it's a drive-through penalty, thus making them lose a lot of time. If they speed under caution, you have to go to the back of the field. One mistake from either the driver or the pit crew could end your shot at victory. However, there are those lucky few who manage to do it all right, and they are the ones who make it to victory lane. The fastest lap at this track is held by Sam Hornish Jr. in his Dallara IndyCar, setting a lap of 15.936 seconds. The fastest lap for a NASCAR Cup Series stock car is held by Kevin Harvick with a 21.849. Christopher Bell holds the record for the Xfinity Series with a 22.712, and Austin Hill holds the record for the Truck Series with a 22.774. In the 133 races held at Richmond, 53 drivers have won. Of those 53, 1 stands above all in total wins. Richard Petty has a record 13 wins at this track. However, it's Kyle Busch that has the most wins amongst active drivers with 6. Along with Busch, David Pearson, Darrell Waltrip, and Rusty Wallace are tied for second all-time at Richmond's win list with 6. A huge amount of time and effort is spent off-track, in the garages. Perfecting your setup at Richmond is key. If your car oversteers or if the car turns more than you want, then your car will slide rear first into the wall. If your car understeers or if the car turns less than what you want, then feel like your car barely turns at all. Most of the time, the track lies dormant. However, if you listen close enough, you can still hear the sounds of the cars going around the track.